rated T to M. Hey, want to hear a PC Game Pass ad? I'll take your silence as a yes. Want new games on day one like Call of Duty Black Ops 6 or Stalker 2? I thought so. How about unlocking all the League of Legends champions when you link your Riot Games account? All for one low monthly price? Well, guess what? We got you. Learn more at xbox.com/PC Game Pass or click the banner. Stalker 2 available November 20th, 2024. Game catalog varies by region and over time. And that's the end of the script.
Being a marketer's no sweat. You just have to manage dozens of channels, launch hundreds of campaigns, score thousands of leads, and okay, fine, it's a lot of sweat. Unless you have HubSpot's AI-powered marketing tools to help you do all that and more. Get started at HubSpot.com/marketers.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, there's this video game called Balatro, and it's a card game. So I'm going to try to explain it to the best of my ability because I feel like you have to play the game in order to understand what it's about. Now, to me, I would have to say that this is probably one of the funnest games that I have played in a while. It's one of those games where it brought me back to playing video games outside of content creating reasons. I'm not playing this game. I mean, I am playing it while I'm streaming and probably am gonna be doing some videos on it, but it's a game where I can play it and I ain't gotta be recording or streaming to play it, and I feel like there's a lot of games that I do play where it's like that. And I've been for the longest trying to find a good decent game to play where it's I could just play it off camera. And yeah, Balatro, it's that game, and I know people are gonna be thinking this is some sponsored video or but the developers behind that game paid me off to say this. Nah, this is from the heart, because the hate I feel like surrounding Balatro. All right, so the thing is, I'm not gonna say that the game just gets hate for no reason, but I feel like because the game was recently nominated for Game of the Year for this award show, yeah, people have been hating on it, and I'm thinking to myself fam, the game is good. I didn't play the game when it originally came out. The game came out back in February. I've had the game wish list since then. Never sat down, took the time to play it or buy it and play it because there are so many other games I wanted to check out. And it's just crazy to me where it's I waited for all these other different video games. Balatro is a game where I seen it and I was like, oh, I guess I'll give that game a try one day. But there was all these other games I ain't wasting my money on. And then I see that it got nominated for this award. So I was like, all right, let me go ahead, play it, see what it's all about. Yeah, I can see why people have, overall given that game a good rating and why that game has an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam because it's a solid game. Now, I haven't checked, and because I know that the game is available on Xbox, PlayStation, and everything else, but let me just see real quick what the ratings are on Xbox, all right? And then I'm on PS5. So Xbox and PlayStation, I'm just curious to see what the reviews are because it's overwhelmingly positive on Steam. On Xbox, it's taken a moment. 5 stars. Overall, just 5 stars. It ain't it's close to... Nah, it just says 5 stars. So it's not because there are some games where it's you could kind of look and see... And yeah, I'm not seeing nothing where it's it's only showing it's a portion of the star is missing and things. Nah, it's just all them stars is filled up. And then that's Xbox. With PlayStation, same exact thing, 4.8 out of 5 stars. And I'm might as well be 5 stars. But my question is why are people mad at the fact that this game? Because my thing is this. I feel like it takes a lot, especially nowadays, it takes a lot for a video game to get good ratings and to get nominated for an award for Game of the Year. So the game does get it. It's a good game. This is a game where I've sat down and I played it and I don't even care if I lose in the game. That's how good this game is, where to me, I don't care. And I mean, if they do, I don't even know how they would go about adding multiplayer. I think multiplayer, it will be a solid thing to add, but I don't even know how they would go about it and stuff. I guess for future updates, if they wanted to consider it, it's I'll try to help them guys out and brainstorm a multiplayer idea. But I mean, if they wanted to, they could do that too, where they could just add some regular poker in the game, because there ain't too many poker games out there, and I know that is something that it's been considered is a roguelike poker game. And yeah, and see, here's the thing, because that's the part that confuses me, because I feel like now I understand poker, but at the same time, it's like the game doesn't play like poker. It's a man. It's one of those games where it's like you have to sit down and play it to understand like why it's not really like poker. But I can see why people will say that it's like poker. So. But anyways, other than that, so like I said, I've had this game wishlist for some time, didn't really know too much about it, seeing that the game was getting good ratings, and it was just one of those games that always stayed on my radar. So recently they announced the games that was going to be lined up for Game of the Year. Balatro was on that list. So I seen that the game was getting all this hate, and there's like, it's a card game. How a card game get nominated for Game of the Year? And I'm like, well, it's a video game. I mean, it's being sold on PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and it's being sold in video game stores. I'm just saying, if it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck, now I think that's a duck. I'm like, it ain't gonna be a dog, it ain't gonna be a Honda Civics, gonna be a duck. So that's why I'm like, it just confuses me where it's like, okay, the game gets nominated for Game of the Year, but people are upset at the fact that it's getting nominated, and I'm like, well, it's a good game. So I'm like, this is just what I was seeing probably before I bought it. So I buy the game, and I kinda like looked into it, and I was like, nah, I ain't gonna really fool with this game. And that was like some time ago. And then when it was recently being talked about now, I'm like, all right, you know what, let me go ahead, try it out, see what it's all about and things. So I bought it, played it. I haven't posted my video yet, but I did record a video of my first time ever playing it, most likely actually, you know it, no, because how many videos do I need to post before I get to that video? Because I think there's some videos that I need to post before I get to that video. So yeah, it might get posted tomorrow. Wait a minute. All right, hold on for 1 and 2, because if I post 5 videos today, 5 videos. So wait a minute. If I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So okay, so it should be posted tomorrow. But so I played it for the first time, had no idea what I was getting myself into, had no idea what poker was all about, was still even learning things after I had recorded that video. But I had fun with the game, to the point where I charged up my Steam Deck, I charged up my Lenovo Legion Go, and I was playing Balatro on both of them. So I'm like, to me, it's like that game done caused me to charge up two of the handheld gaming PCs just so I can play that one particular game, and it's not this over the top gonna take up all this memory game like the game. I think the installation, it was less than 100 megabytes. So I'm like, the game, it doesn't even require that much space, which means like for the Lenovo Legion Go and the PC, that I'm like, fam, I might even download Steam on my laptop and play it on there, because I'm like, man, the game, it's that good, all right? And I'm like, that to me, it's rare for me nowadays to say that a game is good, but I'm like, nah, man, freaking this game is solid. You know, and I know people will be thinking like, oh, you just gassing them up, like you don't even really be thinking like that. And I'm like, fam, let me just take you guys down a little, like just a little like trip down memory lane with the just video games that I've played throughout the years. All right, so let's just go from, because I'm saying I could go all the way back before 2020, but let's just start from 2020 all the way up until now. All right, so let's talk on NBA 2K. Do you think that's a game that could get nominated for Game of the Year? And it's the same game that's been getting released for years now? No. Madden. I think I remember. All right, so even though that this Madden didn't come out during or in 2020 or after, like it was called Madden NFL 20, but it came out the year prior. But anyways, I just remember playing that Madden NFL 20. That game froze on me while I was playing the Pro Bowl in that game. I won the Pro Bowl and the game froze, so I couldn't win, and had me start the thing all over. So I'm like, that's a video game right there. And then let's not even talk on the one game the day before. A game that I waited years to play just for it to crash, crumble, and fail the day it came out. And I'm trying to think of Helldivers. I bought that game, couldn't even play it until sometime after the fact that the game came out. What are some other games I done played this year? Oh, Farming Simulator. That was the last game to upset me. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, you know, and I feel like with Balatro, like if I were to look at both Balatro and Farming Simulator, Balatro, it's like, okay, it's this difficult game where people say it's like poker, but it's not like poker. Then some say it's like poker and solitary, so I don't even really know what to think of this game. But on paper, it looks like a confusing game. Versus Farming Simulator, where I've been playing a lot of different simulators throughout like just this past year, And then like years prior, like I didn't play Car Mechanic Simulator, Gunsmith Simulator, Recycling Center Simulator. I'm trying to think of some other Power Wash Simulator. Then there was the Crime Scene Cleaner. Then there was this other game, Emergency Cleanup Company. I'm trying to think of some other simulator games I done played. I done played a lot of different simulator games throughout the years. So I'm thinking, okay, Farming Simulator, it should be another walk in the park of a video game. It wasn't. It wasn't at all. Game don't even have a mini map. They expect you to do missions, but they don't tell you how to go about doing those missions. But I'm supposed to say good things about that game and say bad things about Balatro. And I'm like, and the crazy thing about it is like with Farming Simulator, with just the amount of games that they've came out with, and Balatro, I think they said that game came out this year. Hold on for a second. Let me look it back up on Steam. But I think February 20th of this year. So that's when this game had came out. And you mean to tell me a game that came out this year is better than games that have been coming out for years, bruh? Almost a decade. Farming Simulator, I wonder what was the first Farming Simulator, because I think it was 2015. I think that was the first one to ever come out. But let's just see. Farming Simulator first release. Oh no, actually 2008. That was the first one to come out, and then Farming Simulator 25 was the last one to come out. But this game's been coming out for 16 years, and you mean to tell me that you can't even add a simple mini map to your latest one? You can't even add a GPS tracker to let people know where to go across the map. Now, yeah, them were Balatro and Farming Simulator are two different games, but like I said, on paper, Balatro seemed like that would be a confusing video game. Like, why would anybody put themselves in an environment where you don't even know about poker or poker hands, but it's like you want to play this game versus Farming Simulator? I'm trying to think. I've never farmed a day in my life. I'm trying to think. I don't even think I've watched like maybe bits and pieces of TV shows where they talk on farming, but other than that, it's like I have no farming experience whatsoever. So, and then same with poker, but at least with Balatro, it's like they at least tell you, okay, this is how you win this game. You gotta have these cards, you gotta have these cards. They even give you some sort of, not cheats, but they give you like these joker cards to help you improve in your game. And then yeah, there are some joker cards that don't really help at all, but at the same time though, it's like, yeah, you know, you do get the cards that do help. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fam, there's these games out here where it's like they don't even provide no help at all. And I'm thinking to myself, how am I supposed to, like, there's the one game that I played this year where I think people would argue that, oh, yeah, that game deserves Game of the Year. But I'm like, not in my opinion. You know, it's like, I don't like games where it's like, you know, and the thing is this with Balatro, it's like, yeah, you're going to lose a lot in that game. And same with this game. But I'm just thinking to myself, like, fam, at least with Balatro, they at least allow you to progress in the game. You know, it's like they allow you to get somewhere. Now, yeah, sometimes you might get some lucky hands. Sometimes you might not get no lucky hands. That's just the, you know, the thing is with gambling and stuff, but that's how it is in real life. Like, you're gonna get some lucky hands, and then you probably aren't gonna get some lucky hands. But with this game, so there's this one game where it's called Black Myth Wukong. It's that game where it's like you playing as a monkey and you just going around fighting stuff. So anyways, I played that game earlier this year, and I'm thinking to myself, how they start the game off, they made it seem like that, oh, everything was going to be a walk in the park. And then they have it where you go up against some bosses, and then you out here just losing left and right. Like, there is the one boss where I think it cries or something like that, and I couldn't get past that boss. And I'm thinking to myself, isn't this a story-based game? Why are you having it where I gotta just sit here and lose continuously to this boss? And I'm thinking to myself, that even the one game where I'm all like, I would say that game, in my opinion, that game is better than Black Myth Wukong. And people will probably get on me for that crap, but I'm like, at least I was able to progress in the game. Now, I have yet to beat it, but at least I am able to progress in the game. But the game that I'm talking on is Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Now, I know people are gonna be like, nah, bro, that game ain't better than Black Myth Wukong. The dialogue and all this, fam. And you know, and I just feel like that there's people out there where it's like, you guys be worried about the wrong stuff. Ain't nobody worried about no dialogue in no video game. I am not worried about no voice acting. I am worried if this game is going to be good or not. And with Dragon Age: The Veilguard, it's just like well, I ain't gonna say it's just like, but it's in that same category where they got you fighting off these mythical creatures and stuff, but at least they give you a chance in that game. So I would have to say that them probably being the only two games, Balatro and Dragon Age the Veilguard, and I probably will do an episode talking on that game because I just feel like the hate is just forced. Like, people are just out here hating on games that's good, and it's like, meanwhile, there's games where it ain't good, and it's like people are liking them, because everybody is playing it, and it's a game where it's like, it's, it's good for content creating, and I'm like, not me. I'm playing games where I know I can have fun with it. Games like Elden Ring, Black Myth Wukong, where you can't even get past the first mission in the game. This stuff like that ain't fun to me, bro. I don't like games where they just purposely have you stuck on some stuff for no reason. Versus with Balatro, and getting back to that, it's like, they might have it where you, it takes a while for you to progress in the game. But other than that, it's like, the thing is this. It may take a while, but like I said, that's how it is with poker. You might get a lucky hand, you might not get a lucky hand. At the end of the day, it's one of those things where it's like, that's why it would probably, because I think Balatro is considered a gambling game. Hold on for a second. Is Balatro considered farming simulator? What? What does that even mean? That's crazy. Consider a gambling game. Is Balatro gambling, despite being steeped in gambling terminology and luck-based gameplay mechanics? There are no real-world gambling elements in the game, or even micro. Okay, well, it's not like you're gambling actual money and stuff, but it's like it's played like a gambling game. Like, I don't consider it like, it's like a gambling game. Like, you gotta put your own actual. No. You ain't gotta put your own actual money into the game. But it's like, they do have it where it's like they have like the chips, and then they have like the cash that you win at the end of the games where you can use it to buy Joker cards or cards to help you throughout, other cards to help you throughout the game. Like, they got like planet cards, tarot cards, vouchers, and then the Joker cards where it's like, it helps you, so it's just one of those games where I'm like, I know despite the negative feedback they recently was getting, Balatro is a good game, and I think is deserving of its position being nominated for Game of the Year. If no other game was nominated, because let me just see what other games were supposed to, or like the other games that were nominated for Game of the Year winning multiple nominations. I wonder. Okay, so here we go. So we got a list. So they got for this year, Astrobot, that's a good game. Balatro is good. Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, whatever it's called. I ain't even gonna look at them two games because I'm like, them two games, it's just, you can't even get past stuff in there. And I'm like, I never. And to me, it's like they nominating DLCs. I'm like, meanwhile, there's like other games that came out this year where I'm like, fam, I would say that them games were better and stuff. But anyways, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Did I play that? I think I did play a little bit of that earlier this year. Metaphor Refundazio. I ain't never heard of that. I might have to look into that and see what it's all about. It's a single player game, but sold 1 million copies on release day across all platforms, received widespread acclaim. Okay, all right, might have to. Well, I'll look into it before I just go out and buy it. I ain't gonna just go out and buy it and stuff. But anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow, subscribe, viewing this on podcast streaming service. Thank you guys, and peace.